Okay, degen dudes and dudettes, before you rip off your shirt or go streaking down the street butt naked or even butt chug the keg that's in the other room, just sit back, relax, take a seat. I know I am the top G of YouTube. I used to have 1 million subscribers, and then it kind of like glitched out and bugged out, and now we only have like, I don't know, 100 or maybe two subs. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe call me just like Top L. Top L sounds good. All right, never mind. Okay, I'm done. On a serious conversation here, transitioning. I want to talk about this Twitch streamer that shamed his viewers and community, and he goes by the name of Man vs. Game. Okay, and this is the clip.
Thank you for the support, guys. I don't know. I think maybe I'll just start doing more like garbage sponsored streams. So that I don't have to shame some chatters in my audience. The vast majority of people who don't sub and watch all the time, it's like you lurk and you get it. People always trying to talk to me every day. You're like that shitty kid in the comic book store, in my comic book store, coming in day after day to thumb through the issues and read through all the comics and then put it right back up on the shelf just to leave and then come back the next day.
And that is the clip. That's it. I guess if you live by this guy's philosophy when it comes to being an entertainer online as a Twitch streamer, which is just in and of itself, it's a volatile career path. Like one day you could have 2,000 viewers, the next you could have 800, 500. It's always fluctuating up and down, and usually if you're really consistent, it will gradually grow, all right? And the same is to go with like getting subscribers, which funny enough, him uttering like that threat that he's gonna have to do sponsored streams now because the chatters in his community, the ones that were lurking that are now chatting, he's got a really active chat, are like kids in a comic book store picking up a comic and reading it and then leaving the comic book store and never purchasing it from him. It's such an icky comparison because his community of viewers, of lurkers, and chatters are in correlation with his success. A fraction of those people chatting and lurkers are going to convert. This is just business and economics 101. They're going to convert into subs. And the ones that don't convert into subs, you still gain from them financially, especially as a streamer on Twitch. Like also, I don't know if Man vs. Game forgot, but the reason why he's even able to get sponsorships in the first place is because of his chatters and his lurkers, his concurrent view count. Like, it's because of his community that he's able to get those sponsorships in the first place. And also, because of his community, he's getting subs, right? So, I don't know if his ego is just blindsiding the fact that he doesn't make that connection. But if we look at his stats here, it's not like this guy is a small streamer, which I will say this, even if you were a small streamer, if you're going into it with the idea that you deserve something just because you're going live, that you deserve something just because you have a certain number of viewers, that you should have a certain amount of subscribers and you should have a certain amount of people buying your products or buying into your vision, like that just doesn't exist. You know what does exist? Conversion. You will have a certain percentage that is different for everyone that will end up converting over into subs, that will end up converting into buying your vision, buying your product. It's all a numbers game and it fluctuates. Welcome to the volatile business of being an influencer where you yourself, you are the product and you are a byproduct of the content you create, which in turn cultivates the culture and community. Man vs. Gaming has an average just in the last week of 788 viewers, so pretty good number. All right, he streamed 8 hours. He streamed 2 out of the last 7 days. And I guess if we look at the last month, he streamed 17 out of the last 30 days. So this guy isn't even a full-time streamer. And he's complaining how his chatters are not turning into subscribers. Like, I don't get it. He's got 1,600, almost 1,700 current active subs. He has managed about, give or take, 1,000 concurrent viewers. But it seems like he's actually not consistently streaming the same duration every month. Like one month it's 32 hours, the next it's 130, the next is 98. And he's the top 2,000 streamer on Twitch. He's part of the top 0.03 of Twitch content creators. He's got 500,000 followers, okay? So he's been around for a long time, which is why it's absolutely crazy to think that these are the words coming out of this guy's mouth. The fact that this is the way he views his community and he views himself as a content creator, where he's put himself on this pedestal, and his viewers, his chatters down here, down below, where, hey guys, you're participating in my chat. I would rather have a dead chat of lurkers than a active chat of people who are communicating, because if you're doing that, you need to sub, all right? And if you're not subscribing, then just don't talk. That makes absolutely no sense. That takes out of the purpose. One of the main focal points of being a streamer is to have an engaging community, an engaging chat. Like here's an example. Let's go and let's use Paint, okay? Let's actually use this guy's example. So we'll have CV for concurrent view count, and we'll have CB for comic book store. All right, following? Make sense? Cool. Okay, and then over here, we will have Twitch. Oh, this is the crazy part. All right, this is where we get a little nerdy. Imagine having 800 concurrent viewers, or 800 people, all right, going into your comic book store. In and out, in and out, in and out, every single day, or every time you open up your shop, they're coming in and out, using his example, because those are his numbers. And you're mad because you're not getting enough people buying your products. You're not getting enough people buying your comic book. That's okay. I just don't understand where this streamer doesn't see the value and how valuable these 800 people are, all right? Like, they are the catalyst to all of your success as a streamer, and the fact that you have 800 people is amazing, because that number is always growing and is always getting and welcoming new people in and out of the front door. Okay, so using the comic book store, we have people who are in public driving around, and guess what? They see those 800 people going in and out of that comic book store, and they're like, oh my God, I want to go check it out. Why? Because in human psychology, people are naturally going to gravitate to things that are already getting attention, whether they understand what it is or not. Okay, so in this case, people in the general public are just going to go naturally and check out that comic book store. And so out of these 800 people, now you have 801 or 802, and the number will fluctuate. That's the volatility of being in this career path. And the same is to be said with Twitch. You have Twitch, who people are lurking on the site, or they're watching their favorite streamer in a certain category, and then their streamer signs off. But they still like that video game, or they still like that subject in the just chatting section, and they see who's the next runner up, and this person who has 800 concurrent viewers is the next person they see. So they're naturally, like, some of them, not all of them, will be like, I wonder how that person has 800 viewers. They must be doing something right. They must have some form of entertainment, good opinions, good content. I'll give them a try. I'll check them out. So then you have these people coming in, these new groups of people, and your numbers go from 800 to 850 to 900 to 1,000 concurrent viewers. And out of those people, you'll have people that come check out your stuff at your comic book store, or become a viewer for a day, and then they leave. They never come back, all right? And then you'll have others that stick around and come back and come check it out a second time and a third time, or once every other month. And through time and consistency, you'll have a percentage that converts, okay? Where they decide, I'm going to buy a sub, or they decide, I'm going to buy a comic book. But the reality is, using the comic book store comparison, it's actually better on Twitch. Why? Because you're going to be profiting off of them regardless from the ads. So it should be irrelevant. You should be focusing on how good of a relationship you can build with a community. That is it. That is all. That's all. It's as simple as that. This self-entitlement that some influencers have out there, it's just mind-boggling to wrap your head around it, especially in this space. And unfortunately, when things like this come out and they get a lot of attention, it makes influencers, whether they're a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber, an Instagrammer, or a freaking TikToker, it makes them all look bad, like everyone is self-entitled and everyone thinks that way, when that's just not the case. And for the people that do think that way, they need a huge reality check that they are not owed anything based on the fact that they have an active chat or they have a concurrent following, especially in this case when this guy is streaming like for the last 2 days out of the week, and this is just from the other day. It's like, come on. You're really putting in the bare amount of effort and work and expecting the whole wide world. It just doesn't work that way. That's not life. That's not real life. It's just not.